Last episode on Recipe Rewind, we tried out some stuffed peppers. We've got 2 more to try in our Series 2 finale. So we're halfway in to our recipes. How do they look?
Well, they don't look like the best of dishes, but...
Let's see what the next two are like. The Portuguese were the most prolific traders of the Age of Discovery, and they spread the pepper much further than the Spanish, including in their Indian colonies. There's evidence of Mesoamerican goods being sold in India by the Portuguese as early as the 1510s. Indian cooks, accustomed to the pungency of black pepper and the bite of ginger, welcomed the new spice. The pepper provided more heat and required less grinding and expense. The same story goes for the potato. However, it took a little longer to assimilate into the culture. The first documented evidence we see of the potato in India is in 1675 at the English embassy. The dish is named after Shimla, a city in the northernmost mountainous region of India, where it seems the dish originated. The area is known for its quality produce and is home to the headquarters of the Central Potato Research Institute. This dish comes from India in the times of the Mughal Empire from around 1675. This green bell pepper is stuffed with red onion and mashed potato, seasoned with oregano, smoked paprika, and a hint of lemon. Take your mashed potato and fry it with sliced red onion. Add a handful of the spices to your preference and squeeze over some lemon juice. Simmer for a few minutes and stuff in the pepper. Leave in the oven until the pepper wilts. We can't finish a look at stuffed peppers without looking at the home of the pepper, Mexico. The origin of chiles en nogada is intrinsically linked with the history of Mexico and its independence from Spain. Mexico declared independence on September the 27th, 1821, and to celebrate, nuns, historians think, from a convent in the town of Puebla invented the chiles en nogada to honor the visit of Agustin Iturbide, the newly named first president of Mexico. Whilst we don't have an original text of the recipe, chiles en nogada is a dish treated with great respect in Mexico and is aimed to be reproduced exactly as the nuns made it on that historic week 200 years ago. Using the available foods of autumn like pomegranate, the nuns created a dish with the extravagance and intricacy reminiscent of the medieval banquets of Europe. Except they used the food of home, like a chili pepper, and they presented it as the new Mexican flag. Chiles en nogada is a real treat, but it does take work. From Mexico in 1821, chiles en nogada uses poblano peppers stuffed with a variety of meats, fruits such as apple, plantain, peach and pear, fried in an egg batter and covered with a creamy goat's cheese and walnut sauce. It's an absolute banquet, but you might have trouble finding all the ingredients. Poblano peppers can be replaced with a similar shaped pepper. Try and avoid peppers too spicy or a bell pepper, they just won't work. Usually included with the fruits is acitron, a crystallized fruit candy made from a Mexican cactus, which is difficult to source outside of Mexico and can be substituted by candied pineapple. Okay, so what's the first thing we need to do?
We need to fry some onions.
Why are you looking at me funny?
I don't know, just something looks a bit off about your face. We need to fry some onions and mince and anything else, Ben?
Fry those onions. Fry those onions! You don't want to fight a luchador now, do you? Add onions and ground beef to the pan and chop an apple and a pear. Typically, the meat included in this dish is ground beef and pork. We're going to use a vegetarian mince alternative. To make a walnut sauce, right, you need to skin walnuts because the skin of it is bitter. Did it yesterday because, well, originally, when the nuns were making the massive feast that they were, it took them almost a week just to skin the walnuts. We don't have that sort of time.
Yeah.
Kusan's flying out to Mauritius next morning. You've got work, and Josh needs to go home to his mum. I've left it in about 30 millilitres of milk, maybe just a bit more to cover. Add goat's cheese to the food processor and more milk if necessary. It should come out a smooth, creamy consistency. Add a handful of sugar to sweeten and a shot of sherry for a kick. Pulse once more. Stuff the pepper with the cooked meat and fruit and fry the pepper in an egg batter called capellado. The capellado is a similar batter to one that you'll find on your fish from a fish and chip shop. Cover with a creamy sauce and decorate with parsley and pomegranate seeds to resemble the Mexican flag. All 4 dishes are done and they look great. It's time to judge. Let's try them. Let's go first. Spanish pimiento
Oh.
relleno. The sweet red pepper complements the well-salted tomato passata and rice, making this a light, enjoyable dish.
And the pepper is just cooked to perfection.
The Spanish pimiento relleno is a classic, and it's a great addition to any tapas-style meal.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that.
The problem with this, the taste didn't quite meld together. Perhaps it just doesn't suit our palate, but it was fun to make. The Balwan Shimla Mirch. It looks nice, but doesn't offer much in the way of flavour, and is rather dry. Red onion and potato is a reliable combination, and the stuffing itself is tasty. Perhaps this recipe just needs a little change to spice it up. And finally, chiles en nogada. The presentation is great, and will it taste as good? It's surprising to say the least. The meat and sweetened sides should go well with the creamy sauce, but something doesn't quite work. Perhaps chiles en nogada, with its intricate and lengthy preparations, are best left to those who know how to make it.
No, I'm gonna finish it.
The best pepper is the Spanish pimiento relleno. If you want to try out this historic recipe and make it for yourself, follow the link to our website in the description below with written recipes for every Recipe Rewind dish.